Close your eyes, exhale, feel your body relax, and let go of whatever you're carrying today.
Well, I'm letting go of the worry that I wouldn't get my new contacts in time for this class. I got them delivered free from 1-800-CONTACTS. Oh my gosh, they're so fast.
And breathe.
Oh, sorry. I almost couldn't breathe when I saw the discount they gave me on my first order. Oh, sorry. Namaste.
Visit 1-800-CONTACTS.com today to save on your first order.
1-800-CONTACTS. So good, so good, so good.
Score holiday gifts everyone wants for way less at your Nordstrom Rack store. Save on UGG, Nike, Rag & Bone, Vince, Frame, Kurt Geiger London, and more.
Because there's always something new.
I'm giving all the gifts this year with that extra 5% off when I use my Nordstrom credit card. Santa who?
Join the Nordy Club at Nordstrom Rack to unlock our best deals. It's easy. Big gifts, big perks. That's why you rack.
We work hard to strike the right amount of intelligence and ignorance. The Last Show with David Cooper.
To slang or not to slang? That is a question for marketing experts. When brands advertise and talk to us like our friends using slang, does it feel authentic or does it come off as companies trying way too hard? Well, that is what we're going to discuss here with marketing professor at the University of Minnesota, Bryce Pyrah. Bryce, welcome to the show.
Thanks, David. Thanks for having me.
So let's talk dictionary.com's word of the year, 6-7. Can we start off by talking about what it means? I know it's slang, but what does it mean when a young person says to us, 6-7?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the difficulties with this particular slang term, right? I think it is kind of like this running slang that it doesn't necessarily have a particular meaning right now. And so it definitely is slang, especially among this younger generation of individuals. But I think part of the reason why it's so is it is difficult to give a particular meaning towards that term.
Let's move to advertising here, marketing. When we see corporations running ads, we don't often think of them as cool. Like, I don't know, when I think of McDonald's, I think of a company worth billions, maybe trillions, probably billions, but still. And then they try to talk to us like they're our buddy, they're our friend in their ad campaigns. How do people perceive it? Do they like it? Do they not like it? Is there a fine line, a right way to do it, a wrong way to do it?
Yeah, great question. In general, now I'll kind of talk through maybe some exceptions here, but in general, people don't seem to respond that well when brands are using slang, trying to make it seem like, they're one of us, right? And the reason that is because, I mean, like you mentioned, when we think of brands and these big companies, at their heart, they're these financial entities, right? They want our money, right? We're customers and we're paying customers. And so, and this slang, what this slang is it's this inherent, like, social type of language that we as humans use as a way to develop rapport and connect with each other on this kind of like social level.
It's kind of like a membership badge,
It is,
like I'm
that's
using
right.
slang, I get along with you, we have our little in-group thing, I'm a member of your group, you're a member of mine, and we communicate that using slang. But corporations, financial entities, are they a member of that group? I don't know.
That's exactly right? And that's what it comes down to is they're kind of defying these expectations that we have for how these financial entities of brands should communicate with us. And so when they're trying to, pretend, like you mentioned, that they have this membership badge that, I can use this too, right? It seems a little off, right? And what we find is that it basically comes off as inauthentic.
It's like when a mom or something dresses like 3 generations younger than she is. She doesn't fit in.
That's right.
But are there exceptions? Are there brands that kind of get away with it versus ones that definitely do not?
Yeah, absolutely. And so what we find is that there are different brands that have like different types of personalities, right? So you can think of a brand like Monster Energy or Red Bull, right?
Sure.
Inherently, that like their type of personality is a little bit different than, let's say, like Hallmark cards, right? And so what we find is that these brands who their inherent personality is more of this like edgy, rebellious, counter-normative type of identity, that's who they are, then that use of slang, which itself is a little bit inappropriate, isn't as bad because it kind of matches who they are.
Fair enough. And so how do consumers respond? Like, will they punish a brand? Let's say some financial advice company tries to talk to us like they're cool. I do have one friend who's a financial advisor. He's a nice guy, but he ain't a cool guy. Do we punish them? Do we like make fun of them? Will they get panned online and this sort of stuff?
Yeah, good question. So in terms of like of how we punish them, I think it comes from us distancing ourselves from brands, meaning that, okay, maybe we like them a little bit less. We're less engaging. So like in part of our research, we do a study where we look at social media posts, and we find that consumers are less engaging overall on their social media platforms. But then even just anecdotally, yeah, we also see examples of consumers making fun of brands that do this, right? There absolutely are consumers that will kind of call brands out for when they're doing this. And so I think we see both of those examples like you're talking about.
There was a study that found that 20% of brands' social media posts are using slang. That seems like a lot. Are they overestimating, or companies overestimating that consumers will like this kind of language?
Yeah, I think that, first of all, it is a lot. And it was a little bit more than I had expected to see in that analysis, showing that like, okay, this is happening in a good amount of posts. But, on that question of why are brands doing this, I think for some brands, right, I don't think all brands are doing this, but for some brands, they're trying to find creative ways at, trying to really identify and attract a particular consumer segment. But the paradox about that is in an effort to try and connect with them, what might be happening is you're actually pushing them away.
I mean, this phenomenon of coming off like you really want something, you really want to attract someone, ends up making you seem less attractive. It happens in dating. Mm-hmm. I think there's something very human about wanting something so bad and then appearing like you want it, and then that putting us off. For marketers, if anyone listening is involved with marketing, what advice would you have based on this research? Would you just say don't speak like slangy humans, I guess?
Yeah, good question. So I would say as a general rule of thumb, it's probably best to stay away for using that kind of in your messaging and campaigns. But I'll say at the end of the day, it comes down to, kind of that brand personality, right? Who do consumers view you as, right? You have to take into account what these expectations that consumers have for your brand, right? How do they view you? Does using slang match with that personality or not, right? But I would say as kind of a general rule of thumb, I would probably be really cautious about using slang in messaging.
If slang is the wrong way to use language in messaging a lot of the time, what's the right way to message? If I want to write a ad campaign for a new product, what kind of language should I use? Just direct, normal, plain English?
Yeah, so I think it comes down to kind of what the purpose of that post is, right? And I think you can find ways at connecting with consumers and attracting them, and even putting your products out there without trying to make yourself seem like, oh, I'm not really a brand, right? You have to stay authentic to who you are, and who you are is a brand trying to make money, right? And consumers are okay with that, right? It's why there's a marketplace. But when you're trying to pretend to be something that you're not, right? I think that's where the inauthenticity comes.
Well, Bryce, thanks for talking to me about slang in marketing. I appreciate you coming on the show.
Of course. Thanks so much, David. This was great.
Bryce Pyrah is a marketing professor at the University of Minnesota.
Doug. Here we have the lemur emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.